Hello fellow crickets and welcome back to Forever Enchanted. It's me, Nancy Pants, and today we are doing another segment of Let's Kick It Crickets. Honestly, it's the first segment, but what we're doing is we're actually emptying out Bath & Body Works candles. So in this video, what we are trying to do is we are trying to grab a Bath & Body Works candle that looks just like this with the wax inside, and our goal is to get it just like this with no wax on the inside. So this video is going to show you how to do it. There are two methods that I show. One is by freezing the candle. This one is actually frozen. It's super cold. And also by using super hot or boiling water to melt the wax. So I'm going to show you both methods. I gotta be honest, I do mention it towards the end of the video. Well, I'll just leave it towards the end of the video, but you guys can decide what method you prefer. And one other disclaimer before we get right into the video. My plan is to show you how to do this. The next video after this will be decorating the candles, and I don't want to hoard all the candles, so I hope that if you do like something, something that's decorated or anything like that, I am planning on putting it on Etsy in case anybody does want to purchase them. They're probably not going to be very expensive because there are little nicks and crannies, but nothing's going to be really perfect, right? So it's going to help fund future projects, hopefully, and it's going to help unhoard my house. So I hope you guys like it. Let's just get right onto the video. Bye. Hi guys. Okay, so the first candle that we are going to, let me move you a little bit closer. The first candle that we're going to look at is the Twisted Peppermint candle. This one was actually in the freezer for, I want to say like 2 days. There is a lot of wax in here, but we're going to try to pull it out. So I do want to show the two methods, like the actual freezing of the candle and then the hot water. So we have several candles here that have wax in them, and then we have some that are empty, and our goal is to empty out the candle on the inside. So let me show you here. So I have found that freezing the candle is not the best method. I'm sure there's better tools. Kids, do not do this at home, but you can press in here. It's not very easy to press, actually. It's kind of a pain to try and get the candle wax out of a frozen candle, but I did still want to show you. Let me see if I can. Okay, so with enough force, the wax kind of breaks apart, and as you can see, you can actually bring it out now. And now you have a semi-empty holder. At this point, we would want to remove the excess wax. I've tried using hot water, which seems to work. We're gonna try alcohol and see if that works even better, but as you can see, the freezing method, it works. I just found that it's not the greatest because it does take excessive force, and I found that sometimes this portion, like the actual wick, doesn't always come out. So you're kind of like scraping the bottom to try and get that wick out. But in this instance, it actually came out pretty well, which is amazing. And we will move this candle to the side. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do, let's grab this candle. This is the Rose Water and Ivy candle. It has a little bit of wax. I actually started taking off the label. A lot of these candles do have like sticker labels, so you can actually take it off, which is nice. And we'll be able to reuse and redecorate this candle. So let me just take this off here. Yay! And so what we're gonna, it is still sticky, so we'll use alcohol so it's not so sticky anymore. But we are gonna put hot water in here, and that's gonna help us lift that candle wax out of, I don't even know if you guys can see it. Oh, you can. That'll help lift the wax out. This does take some time. It's not like an instant. It does take a little bit of time. So I think it's just your preference, honestly. So we will do that. Let me bring the hot water. I'm going to put this up here. Just so you guys know, if you do have a candle that has been in the freezer, do not pour hot water in it. Glass is very sensitive and it will crack. So let's not do that. All right, let me go ahead and bring the hot water. And then, so this is the hot water. It's actually boiling water, and it's going to help bring that wax up. I did put it in here just in case the water spilled, and I do have some towels on here so I can put down the hot pan thing. So let me go ahead and get this candle. Oh, the battery's gonna run. So, but I just wanted to show you kind of what's happening so you can see that the wax is slowly coming up. You have like those little oily places. It smells really good. But it does take a little bit of time for that wax, that water to get underneath the wax and bring it up. It kind of brings it up slowly. What I did last time is I kind of just went in and mixed it and like tried to pull the wax out by itself. Not the best idea. See, like, it's not quite underneath the wax yet. This is terrible camera work, I apologize. So mostly I think I would just wait and let it happen. I would just wait and I say maybe leave it for like 20-30 minutes and eventually it will come up. So that is where we are with that. Hello guys, welcome back. So now we're gonna go ahead and look at this candle. As you can see, let me take you guys off here. As you can see, we have the wax all on top, and then you can kind of see where the wax is on the side of the candle. But if you were to just push, you see that you can grab the whole candle. Mess. Nice. So on the bottom are the wicks, so you can actually go in and remove them because the water actually melted the glue, which is nice. Oh, shit, I just made a whole kinds of mess. But there are still pieces of wax at the bottom. I did leave it overnight, so the water did get cold, which means that the wax hardened. But I'm sure after a couple hours, it does take the wax to kind of harden up for you to be able to take it out. So that is where, okay guys, I did add a little bit of light so you can see a little bit better. So now that we have our empty candle, so to speak, this is the goal, to kind of get it as empty as possible. This one does have a little bit on the bottom here. Oh, it's because it's the wax that I just set it on. But our goal is to get it as empty as possible here. So this one, as you can see, still has this at the bottom from the sticker, and it still has the sweater weather. So what I like to do is grab the sweater weather here because they're not etched onto the glass. It's actually like a sticker. So we can pull off the sticker. But what ends up happening is you can see that this glue is still on here. I did try an adhesive remover and that did not work. So what we're gonna try today is actually alcohol. And I got some paper towels, which this might not be the best way to do it, but I want to try the alcohol and see if the alcohol removes some of the... Actually, the alcohol is working really, really well. Wow! Yeah, it actually worked really well. That's insane. So I'm going to try it here at the bottom and see if it brings up the excess, the leftover sticker parts. Hopefully you guys can see it. All I'm doing really is just rubbing it with so the alcohol is on the paper towel, and I'm just trying to bring up the excess or the leftover sticker here. Wow, that's really good. That worked really well. That's crazy. Oh, that's crazy. Okay, so as you can see, the bottom doesn't have too many sticker things left, which is great. The alcohol worked amazing as an adhesive remover, and then we can use this on the inside as well. Sorry, I'm being just a perfectionist and trying to get it out. So, wow, that that worked out extremely well. I love this. So now we have an empty glass, and as you can see, there's no sticker around it. Oh gosh, I keep putting it in the wax. There's no sticker on it. It's completely empty, which is fantastic, and that is exactly what we're looking for. So here is the spiced apple toddy. As you can see, it still has a lot of wax residue on the inside, and it is half off. So what I ended up doing was setting it in hot water and taking off the label. Unfortunately, it doesn't necessarily work very well. Oh, there it is. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I think it's just how you remove it. I found that this particular sticker doesn't come off as well as the ones in the clear glass. Watch, it's gonna see. Maybe it's just me, maybe I'm just being impatient. If I peel it off slowly, it might come off better. Ooh. Definitely came up a lot better if I do it slowly. But it kind of still has like these spots. So I'm hoping that if we just go ahead and do the alcohol again, I can remove the bottom here. Are you okay? There might be better ways of doing this actually, like maybe like a scraper or something, but I do not have a scraper. Kind of just have me and my nails. I'm glad that I was thinking about using cotton, and I'm glad that I didn't, because it would have just been stuck all over. Let me try something. So I actually grabbed a sponge. I want to see if maybe by using this, like the rougher part of the sponge, I can actually work on getting this off better. It might be that we need to stick it in some hot water, because as you can see, it's not coming off easily, which kind of is upsetting because it's just gonna take so much longer than I wanted. I think this is just rather tedious, but look at that. It ended up working, so that's good. Let me touch the bottom. Okay. Oh, perfect. And now we have a nice kind of, there's wax everywhere. Now we have kind of like a nice little empty candle here. Obviously the outside is nice and empty. The inside still has wax in it, so I think I'm just gonna put it in some hot water and then try and get the actual wax out of it. So let me do that. Okay, so I found that putting it in hot water does help, but you do have to like get a paper towel and just kind of work on getting the rest of that wax out. I gotta be honest, I haven't found a good way of doing it. I'm adding alcohol to see if that helps. I haven't found a good way of doing it. Maybe I need to research it a little bit more, but so far this has been the only way I have found to do it. It hasn't been necessarily perfect. There's still a little bit of wax at the bottom, as you can see. Let me try and yeah. Okay, so what I ended up doing was actually washing it with like dish soap. So now you can see that it's kind of relatively empty. I did accidentally nick it here. You can see that the paint is kind of coming off, and that's my fault. That sucks, but cool. So we have this one. Obviously, this one will have the same kind of a pattern, so we would have to remove the label. I'm gonna put it in hot water so I can take this off. For whatever reason, I think it's the texture of like the red compared to like the actual just blank glass that allows this to come off super easily in water. I found that for whatever reason, the red ones, it's just not great. So we do have a couple of empty ones here. Because this is a little bit bigger as far as the candle goes, I'm gonna put this in the freezer and see if I can get this off. And like I said, with these ones, it's really nice because the labels just kind of come off. So I think with the thicker wax, I'm gonna put it in the freezer. That seems to work better. It broke apart a little bit better. Hey guys, okay, so we finished kind of cleaning out most of the candles. I still have two that I haven't cleaned out, but as you can see, we've cleaned out the rest. They all have their covers on them. We don't have the wax on the inside, and most of them do have the adhesive, the stickers off. This one, like I said, they're not always going to turn out. This one still has a little bit of adhesive, or like the remaining adhesive on the bottom. So I do have to work on that. I do have adhesive remover, but I found that didn't work too well. And then for these candles, I would say the red ones, this one still has adhesive at the bottom as well. I feel the paint that they used on the glass makes it really difficult to remove the adhesive. So I did have some difficulty with that. As you can see, it's not completely gone here. I do have to work on that. And then this one still has a lot of that adhesive on the bottom. And I tried scrubbing the adhesive off, and as you can see, it's all scratched up. But it is just paint. The rest of these are glass, and the glass was really easy to get that adhesive off, get the stickers off, and make them relatively clean. I need to rub them down with like alcohol or something. Some of these still kind of have the adhesive. I still have to clean them out. This one, oh my, this one still has the sticker. I don't know why. Uh-oh, so I need to take the sticker off of this one. But the rest of these, as you can see, they're relatively empty. Yeah, so thoughts. Oh, I should mention, this particular candle was actually pink. It had that paint that kind of these ones do. Unfortunately, I tried, the adhesive just was not coming off of the candle. I think it was the paint. I tried alcohol, I tried hot water, I tried soap, I tried adhesive remover, nothing was working. So it ended up just peeling off, so I peeled off the rest of the paint, so now we have just a glass container. So yeah, so final thoughts. Sorry, I'm gonna be a little quieter. My little boy is sleeping. So final thoughts on this. I think freezing the candle, it's a little bit harder to get the wax out because you do have to kind of break it and then pick it up in pieces. But if you do the hot water, it's just a longer process. So you're not really winning with either method, I feel like. With the freezing, you do have to break it, bring it up in pieces, but you still have wax at the bottom. And then with the hot water method, it's the same. So it doesn't necessarily, like, neither way really is faster, or it just really is up to your preference. Uh-oh. little popsicles is getting up. So really it's just up to your preference whether you like to freeze it, break it up and bring it up in chunks, or if you like to just, if you have a day where you can just sit there and wait, do the hot water, pour it in, and just wait. I would say a couple of hours, maybe 3 to 6 hours for all of that wax to come up. Yeah, really a pain, but thank you guys for watching. The next video is going to be decorating these guys, and I really hope you liked this first video. Obviously it's not perfect, we are still working towards the segment, and this is really one of the first videos, so thank you for watching. I'll see you guys in my next one.